How's it going, guys? This is Jamie. Okay, what in the actual Sorry about that. As you can probably tell, I just saw Avengers Infinity War, and wow. Just wow. I wanted to give my thoughts on the movie, but as the title says, I will not be discussing any major spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, you're good. I promise nothing major will be revealed here. This video may be a bit faster paced than usual because I have to get up early tomorrow, but I'll cover as much as I can without revealing the plot. Keep in mind this is not my last video on Infinity War. I will be going into spoiler territory once I feel that most people have seen it. So let's get started. First off, I want to make it clear that yes, the movie is spectacular. Spectacular. Definitely one of, if not the best Marvel movie to date. I gotta be honest, I was slightly concerned about whether or not they could pull this off because of all the characters and all the plots that were going on, and now I wonder why I was ever worried. The Russo brothers have shown their capabilities in the past, and they really outdid themselves this time. Part of the reason it's so outstanding is because it's unlike anything Marvel has ever done. I've heard a lot of critics say that the overall tone is a lot darker, but that certain characters still maintain an upbeat atmosphere. To a certain extent, I would agree, but I would also disagree. In my opinion, the movie goes out of its way to show that no one is safe. No one is above experiencing tragedy, which is true to life. There's still a great deal of that signature Marvel humor, and I might even say that's one of my only complaints. There's some points when the humor feels a bit inappropriate, when something more serious or melancholy is going on and somebody cracks a joke, and I felt that it was a little out of place, but for the most part it's not distracting. This is truly the Empire Strikes Back, Goblet of Fire, Ruby Volume 3, what have you of Marvel. Nothing is going to be the same after this, and the MCU is better for it. Like Harry Potter, for instance, a large portion of the audience grew up with these movies, and it's high time the movies themselves grew up. While we're on the subject of things changing, the trailers and promotional campaigns surrounding the movie are actually quite deceiving. A lot of the stuff you see in the trailers is actually digitally edited in order to preserve spoilers, whether that be certain characters being removed, backgrounds being changed, what have you. There's also some characters who were confirmed for the movie and actually never made an appearance. You might know who I'm talking about, you might not, whatever. On the opposite side of the spectrum, there's characters who were either never confirmed or explicitly confirmed not to be in the movie who show up. I don't believe there were any major reshoots or story changes during production, so props to Marvel for keeping me and everyone else on our toes. Unless you've been spoiled, there is no way you're going to even come close to predicting the plot. However, it's not done in that in-your-face, screw the past, embrace the new age, pretentious way that Rian Johnson wrote The Last Jedi. There was certainly dishonesty in what we were told and shown, but the story doesn't suffer for it, and it's just handled really well. Speaking of good writing, let's talk about Thanos. I despise Thanos after this movie, but he's an amazing character regardless. There's a lot of complexity to him, and he seems to genuinely have good intentions. Very Hitlerish intentions, but good intentions all the same. He's also vulnerable both emotionally and physically. We see moments where he allows cracks in his otherwise calloused exterior. And despite being built up like he was invincible and there was no way to stop him, the Avengers actually get some pretty good licks on him sometimes. He's still intimidating and powerful, but it never gets boring. You always feel like there's a good chance he can actually be destroyed and that it's a reasonably fair fight. Thanos' CGI is also really well done, but on that note, I do have a problem with some of the CG in the movie. There's a scene in particular where Bruce Banner is exposed in the cockpit of the Hulkbuster suit. Once again, not a spoiler. We all knew that was going to happen. And it frankly looks fake. And there were some other moments where I was taken out of the immersion by mediocre animation. I don't want to say bad, but mediocre animation. It still looks better than something like the prequels, for sure, but it's just, you'd expect better at this point in time. Otherwise, it's an aesthetically beautiful movie. All in all, Infinity War was one of the most powerful movies I've ever seen. I have never been this torn up over a movie before, and I'm not alone. I was kind of afraid my fellow audience members were going to riot. Infinity War mesmerizes with its fresh mood, unpredictable story, and excellent writing and characters. I give Avengers Infinity War a solid 9 out of 10. As always, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, remember that I plan to do much more Infinity War content, so please subscribe and click the little bell icon so you're notified every time I release a new video. Also, if you'd like to be a pal and help out the channel, feel free to contribute to my Patreon account. Any amount helps and guarantees I can continue making these kinds of videos. Until next time, this is Jamie, saying...
Hasta luego.